Mic check 1, 2 on a heavenly vibe. Talking faith and freedom where the truth resides. Protest waves riding through the air. All things God and country pulling up a chair. Tune in, lean in, let the spirit flow. From the heartland hills to where the rivers go. Faith and freedom, every word we sow. All things God and country, let the message grow. Got the word in my heart, got the mic in my hand. Preaching love and truth across this great land. Stories about the cross and the red, white, blue. Faithful to the king and the country too. A pesca strings meet the beat machine. A blend of the holy and the earthly scene. This podcast anthem for the lost and the found. Lifting up his name, let his praises resound. Tune in, lean in, let the spirit flow. From the heartland hills to where the rivers go. Faith and freedom, every word we sow. All things God and country, let the message grow. From the farms to the cities, the steeple to the street. Sharing his word, making joy complete. No matter where you're from or the path you tread, there's a seed at the table where the Spirit's led. Tune in, lean in, let the spirit flow. From the heartland hills to where the rivers go. Faith and freedom, every word we sow. All things God and country, let the message grow. From the farms to the cities, the steeple to the street. Sharing his word, making joy complete. No matter where you're from or the path you tread, there's a seed at the table where the Spirit's led.
Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of All Things God and Country. I am your host, Justin Clearwater.
Oh, well, thank you. And I'm the co-host, Jacob Gibson. Come on, which one?
Ooh, 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 ooh. Told you the thing.
We're so happy it works. Thank you guys for being here with us on a wonderful podcast. This is we're coming to an end of what I think we're going to do as the first season. So we're going to be ending
A few more.
We've got a couple more guests.
Hopefully.
2, right?
Yeah, 2 for sure.
Okay.
3 maybe.
Maybe 3. So
And then some just us.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
And then we'll take probably a break around Hanukkah and try and finish up the studio because we'll spend a lot of time.
It's going to be done before then.
Oh, I'm sure, but I meant like any final touches and everything.
As soon as those stairs are done, I'm going to be, it'll be done quick.
Nice.
I got some ideas.
Did he give us a time date?
Yeah, I think next Friday. I'll have to ask him tonight.
Okay.
But he was going to start working on it. Sounded like he'd probably have it done in a day.
Oh, okay. So well, that's good.
That will have a bigger studio.
Yeah, that'll be nice.
For a guest.
Yes. Different
Get-
furniture, maybe.
Yep, some upgrades. I'm going to keep my chair.
I'm not keeping my chair. Guys, season 2, Jacob is getting a different chair. Justin told me it's not allowed. It's not going to be huge, but it's going to be good. It's going to be a good chair. It's going to be fitting.
Not too short or you're going to look ridiculous.
I'll build a box if
You're
you're
at
sure.
the table.
No, I'm not going to get like something like. I'm sorry, that's not politically correct. I'm not going to get something that's
Tiny.
designed for smaller people in stature. I'm going to get something that is
Gnomes.
like that one I sent you. The
Old person one.
like a more like a cigar chair, like an older cigar chair. Just a higher back. I need a little higher back than this.
It goes above your head.
No, I need like a. I don't know how to describe it, Justin. This is not it. I know what I'm looking for. Don't worry.
It's perfect.
It's going to be fun.
It is free.
It is, and I'm thankful for the Lord for it. So, all right. Is this
Got a
close enough?
footrest.
Yeah, yours has a focus.
Yeah. Well, that one was free too.
Yeah, no. You keep your chair, Justin. I'm glad you like your chair. I'm just saying, bro.
This would just be upgraded to the guest chair, probably.
Yes. You told me no to the.
And then
Oh,
I'll probably keep that as a
what
fourth
happened?
guest chair if we have to.
Can you hear me?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
fortunately.
Can I hear myself?
What?
Hello? Keeps going in. There we go. Why are you going in and out? Hello? Okay. It was going in and out, dude. My mic was not. I wasn't hearing myself. It was intermittent.
Weird. There's always some strange,
This is what I'm going to go to, guys.
strange technical problems.
It is weird.
No matter
Anyway.
what. Gotten less bad though.
It has. I mean,
But we are on the season of the feasts, and tonight would probably be yesterday by the time you see this, but it is the season of Rosh Hashanah.
Trumpets. That's the best shofar noise you're getting from me from my mouth. Yours is more like bugle. Hey, Mom, I know you're watching. So it reminds me of when we lived on post.
That used to be my alarm clock.
Mine too, but not on my phone.
By choice? Mine
Yeah,
was by choice.
absolutely not my choice. Even prior to the military, my dad would have stuff like that.
It
Yeah.
woke me up good. I had it connected to my computer sound system too, which I cranked it up and the speakers would vibrate and bounce around. It was so loud. So it really woke me up.
Do you know how many times a bugle goes off on a military installation? Like an active military installation every day?
33 times.
No, that's way too many. So you have,
13.
huh?
6.
It's closer to 6. So you have the one in the morning, you have a formation one, you have a lunch one, you have a return to lunch formation, and then you have a discharge, and then you have taps at the end of the day. And so taps is usually and then some installations, if I'm not mistaken, will play um, at the watch kind of quarters change hours, you know what I'm talking about, like 12s, 3s and stuff. So I could be incorrect, but I recall this whenever I lived on Fort Eustis and Fort Lewis as well. So those were both near Navy. So I don't know if that has anything to do with it. Anyway,
I bought a couple apples.
I saw that in the fridge. Gallus?
Yep.
I,
And so I got some honey.
I loved those pink ones I got, but Reynolds had them and I can't get them at the ones in Glenknife.
Albertsons has a apple that's really good called Sugar Bee.
Sugar bees are good.
It's really good.
The that pink one I brought over that one time, I liked that one. But
The Sugar Bee is probably the sweetest one I've had.
have you had the
I like them sweet.
I like them like the white flesh crispy ones more than I would like a pink sweet yellow fleshy one because
usually
those are
go
like yellow fleshy.
Fuji, Honey Crisp,
I love Fuji's or used to like
whatever tastes the most like sugar.
I don't eat apples for that reason. I eat apples to like dip.
I don't really eat apples.
I don't either.
They hurt my stomach.
They hurt my teeth, my
They just-
gums.
And I don't really like them all that much.
I don't
like
either.
apple sauce,
I like
apple juice.
yeah. I can't drink apple juice because it's too much sugar.
I shouldn't. I don't. But it's delicious.
This is very off topic.
I could drink a gallon in a sitting very easily.
That's how I am with orange juice.
I could probably do anything that's
Remember that
sugar.
time at IHOP? But the orange juice is like that for me. Cher's a juice person. She'll drink a gallon of juice in a day. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, juice is dangerous.
It is.
Very dangerous.
Sweet tea is dangerous as well.
I don't like sweet tea.
Oh, you would never make it in the South.
No, I hate their tea.
Oh, you would never make
When
it.
I went to Charlotte, North Carolina, I remember they gave us tea at this lady's house and it was like chewing sugar. And I was like, oh my goodness. And she was like, that's sweet tea. That's how we drink it down in the South. And I'm like, okay.
My apologies to anybody from North
That
Carolina.
was-
That was awful. As far as any attempt. So, one of the things I want to talk about
I
is
reckon.
reckon's a legitimate word. You do not make fun of my kindred. Continuing on. One of the things I'd like to talk about is during this season of the trumpets, it is Rosh Hashanah, it is the new year. And so why are the trumpets, right? What was the trumpets about? Trumpets was about giving the law and from Sinai, find that in Leviticus.
Actually, you find it in the Bible.
In Leviticus, in the Bible. I'm assuming the people who will watch this will know that. So anyway,
No.
that is true. Thank you for that clarification. The darn it, Justin. The feast of trumpets is one of my favorite feasts because it leads into Yom Kippur, and it leads into Sukkot, and all of the fall festivals leading up to Hanukkah, the Festival of Lights. All of them are beautiful representations of Christ and Christ's significant role to us as the bride. My favorite portion of this time of year is like the trumpets, they represent the overall archingly short point, condensed theology. Don't come at me. The giving of the law, not only at Sinai, but in all attributes of God's mercy and grace. This isn't incorrect, but it's just condensed to us, right? Like it signifies time frames for God. And then, Yom Kippur is the redemption, right? And the forgiveness
Day of Atonement.
and the apples of honey and right, the Day of Atonement. And then it comes up to what? Sukkot, which
or Feast of Tabernacles.
correct, but Sukkot is the word. It means to dwell with, right? And indwellment. It's also a place in the Bible, which it's also the time that I believe that Jesus more than likely would have been born, because the Bible tells us in Isaiah that his name would be Emmanuel, meaning he would dwell with us.
It'd be a better guess that that's when he returns too.
And that's what I was trying to get at. Is it was
Specifically, it's going to be October.
and don't. And that is why, nice segue though. That is why these people who claimed, was it today or tomorrow? Today.
Tomorrow.
Right.
Could be either day, I guess.
I guess.
It's not that specific.
Is that Pacific time or is that like Swiss? Is
I would
that
imagine
like
whatever
Central?
time it is in Nigeria.
That's right. That was an awful Nigerian accent.
It sounded like Dracula.
It did, didn't it? No,
want to suck your blood.
it was pretty awful. The whole idea, and that's why those people are capitalized on this time frame, is because, and the devil knows this too. I mean, the devil's better theologian than any person who sits at any of them schools or in them high seats. Like he was there when it was written, and that's the one thing I think Mel did really good about the Passion of the Christ is that scene whenever the devil's walking around as Christ is crucified in hell, essentially. Like speaks, bro. Like he painted a picture, and I think that that's why you get these people who say it'll be the 23rd or it's always this time frame. And if
The guy claimed he had a vision. The
Correct.
Lord told him,
Okay, and so
which is
dangerous to say.
stupid. And it says nobody knows the day or hour, neither the Son even knows the day or the hour except the Father.
So
So why would he just? I'm gonna just tell this dude.
I do think, though, if we read through
Really?
Revelation in an exegetical manner, like as you go through it, I do believe Jesus in heaven, seated at the hand of the Father, does know when he's coming back. Now, he was speaking because he was fully human and divine. It was a submission thing. He was. It is such a hard thing. They have literally split entire doctrines because of a word of what I'm trying to explain of the union, and it's because we can't the union of Christ as God and man, right? Like he was speaking to his people, and when the Lamb opens the seals, because what John saw is outside of time, right? So the Lamb seated at the throne would know then outside of time. He was speaking in the context of time.
I'm not gonna touch it.
I respect that. I'm just telling you where I stand, and I can give you biblical. If you want to sit here for an hour, I could show you every single word of what I'm trying to get at. But no, I'm not a crazy person, and I have biblical backing.
Don't care enough.
That's fine. My brain requires me to think out things, and it just even when I was young.
I don't do psychos.
I know, and that's one of the most disappointing things. That's why I'm so glad God brought me into Justin's life.
I want to get to the finish.
No, see, listen, I have played through Skyrim. I have beaten the game. I have played through every single portion of the main quest. I've gotten through the whole catalog of the campaign. It's not a campaign, but the storyline. But for a year, maybe 2 years before that, And I don't play video games very much, never really have, but I would when my daughter lived in our house, I would play it for maybe 4 hours a week because and but I love her. I would play it and I would do the side quest, and they're so much fun. You get to do so much more cool stuff. Don't you just want to explore, man?
No, I want to beat and dominate the competition.
You know how many fish you are leaving out there?
I don't need to eat them. I got enough fish for myself.
See, and that's where you're wrong, Justin. He told you throw your net out. He didn't tell you how many fishies was going to get in
Actually,
there.
if you watched the last episode, the man said, I need a bigger frying pan to catch the big fish. That's called a pro bag.
I know it was great. I was trying not to spit water. But yes, the reason people take advantage of that is because something will happen around this time frame at some point, and the devil knows that.
There's always some crackerjack that's.
But
I figured it out. I cracked the code.
it's dangerous for
Yeah,
you
cracked
to
the code, Uncle.
you and this is where you shouldn't listen to any man other than the Lord. The Lord himself didn't tell us for a reason. He could have told John to write down very specifically what day he was going to have us come back, and it would have endured.
It does surprise me how many people have
Throughout
ran with
time,
it this year,
though.
though.
Yeah, and
It's
there's
like
been years before.
it's really popular. I think it was more popular on TikTok
And
than
quit
anywhere
and X.
because I didn't see anything about it really on X until today.
Oh no, I'd seen some stuff on X about it maybe a month ago, and TikTok for months.
Nobody that I must follow or look at
Yeah.
didn't say anything about it until today.
Oh well,
But I follow some odd ones.
me
So.
too, but different odd.
I really don't follow that many Christians on X. Like
And
that's their main thing.
me either.
Because most of them just annoy me.
I think I follow like Protestia,
Yeah, I follow them just because.
Julia Roy's.
Yeah, it's an interest. Hers is interesting.
There's a few
Theirs
others.
is kind of entertaining.
There's a few others I follow that are Christians, but I don't follow a lot of people in general. I follow more like page type
Yeah.
people than anything. News stuff. That's what I follow. Anyway, the trumpet stuff, it is always interesting. And it leads up, like I said, to the Sukkot, the indwellment, all that. And there's a whole teaching. And there's people out there who've done it very well. But the menorah is a great example. A proper menorah in a biblical sense demonstrates the feasts and the representation of the role of Christ in a way that the feasts we're in the fall season are it's the two witnesses, like that's a layered thing. Like everybody thinks, oh, it's exactly two people. Well, yes, that's true. In the end, the very last revelation of days, I do believe it is two people. But there's also layers to the Lord, and to always, and this is where I think churches and doctrines and people have always really screwed up, is they the ladies won't let me say frickin' at work. They tell me that is a bad word. And I was like, dang, okay, well, I'm so glad I know you guys 10 years post-military life. um, anyway, the menorah explains it very well because we don't see the feasts before that leading up to the ones we're coming into. Like there's representation that you have to read the scriptures as a whole and not read it from Genesis to Revelation in a linear. That's the right way to word that, right? Linear format. You've got to read it in a circular manner. Cyclical. Thank you. What did I say? I think I said the one that means like angry.
One of those things you got to have removed.
That's a cis.
Close enough.
Anyway, cyclistic is what I was trying to say, I think.
Tabernacles, I believe, is also a representation of the baptism of fire. The three baptisms would be represented by Pentecost, Passover, Tabernacle.
Well, the Feast of Sukkot.
Yeah,
Yeah,
tabernacles.
I would agree because on the back end, it's the New
Where
Testament.
the church has experienced Passover, they've experienced Pentecost,
Okay.
but have not yet experienced the baptism of the fire.
So fire though is always judgment, right? And like and
Purification,
occasional judgment kind of thing. Like
purification of the bride. Because during the time the church has had in Passover, Pentecost, there's been more things allowed to go on. There's been more wiggle room for mixture of stuff. But
right.
coming into tabernacles and the baptism of fire is all that's got to get cleaned up.
So
Whenever it is we enter into that time.
I think Genesis 1 explains God, the way God is with us, as far as, and you know this because the way that the story is the same throughout the whole thing, and we're told what the whole story is in Genesis 3:15, and then in Revelation, 20, what 20, I always forget, is it 20 or 21? I don't know why I can never remember.
Tree of life.
But you're right. When we get to the tree of life, we see the fulfillment, the conclusions, and this is the tale of time.
Back to the garden.
Right. So we see that, right? And we know that there's going to be this Ecclesiastes, the one we read on Sundays, as a house church right now, is very descriptive of this, of the cycles of life. And God had days. In reality, there's how many days did it take for all of creation? It took, well, I mean, as far as the way the Bible words it, it was 7 days.
Okay.
Okay, but they represent eons, right? Right? Because Peter explains it's a 1,000 days. A day with God is like 1,000 years here.
I would agree there's probably not literally 24 hours.
I would agree it's long expansions of times that can number past the thousands,
Yep.
is what I would say. And not all of them have to be equally in proportion the same distance in time. So it can be an innumerable number of thousands that you cannot comprehend in the expanseness of time, but I don't necessarily think it was millions and billions of years. I
But
think
could be.
I don't think it could be. I don't, but I very well could be wrong. At least not the earth part of it is that old, but creation itself could be much, 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 much older than that. And that's what scripture says, is it's much, much older than that. We know that something was on the earth when Satan fell because it says the kings of the earth laughed.
I would say right now we're in a transitional time
Well,
coming
and
out of
that's what I was.
Pentecost.
Well, and what you're talking about is what Tim tried
Yeah,
to
it's
talk about
basic-
at the same
Basically
thing.
describing the same thing
Well, same,
in a more literal sense.
and that's where sometimes
Which
I
is
think
great.
our disconnect sometimes might be is maybe I'm too literal sometimes, I think. Maybe, or maybe not literal enough. It's an extreme of a one or the either. And I wind up not describing well or pointing out things sometimes. And I expect others to think that, where did you lose me? And I realized that if I were to caffeinate, you know, we won't say that, disclose that to the public and things like that, like I used to. I'm glad that God's toned me down because that means I was so wiry when I was like buzzing, man. I don't need all that. It's already hard enough to keep the squirrels in the check. Uh, but he does a good job explaining it through the literal,
Cosmic calendar.
right, the literal
Yeah.
portion of creation. And I there is validity to that.
And it
That's
does
true.
line up.
And it
with
does.
The three baptisms.
But I think the error or the danger, and I'm willing to have said this to him there if I had had an opportunity to speak to him. I did not. He's a busy guy, dude, too. And so, whatever. But I would say this, and I don't think it's disrespectful. I think that my caution to him as a brother in Christ would be this: be careful to put all of one's eggs and of one's understanding and bank the house on a finite position of understanding, because What I'm saying is best described in a 2000. What year did Shrek come out?
I have no idea.
Like,
I hated that movie. Still do.
anyway, in like a 2001 film, Shrek, God is definitely layered. The Bible is a when people say the Bible confirms itself, tabernacles to the eons to creation. When God laid out the children of Israel and told them to put the tabernacle and the indwellment in the middle of the camp, and he would come down and he would meet with them. If you look the way he had the children of to lay out their tents, do you know what it makes?
Huh?
Do you know what shape it makes? A cross. The very thing he knew. And so he prophesied unto the people without ever doing anything. My question I asked to Brother Wade whenever it was is, did he hear or feel did the earth cry out kind of thing? That's the kind of thing I'm talking about. Like, God is so finite within all of creation. The Fibonacci sequence, right? Like do you know when? So the Fibonacci sequence is the
Was it something to do with Liberace?
no, the Fibonacci sequence is the complexity of life. So you would bring up what's his name?
Liberace?
Yes, you would, because that's just who you are, my brother. Okay, so the Fibonacci sequence is a yes. Cult of personality. That's in living color, my friend.
You know.
Anyway, the Fibonacci sequence is this thing that science has a hard time with because it's the complexity of the symmetry of nature and the perfection of it is difficult for people to, like, sunflowers are a great example, and they all add up like it's a math equation. Okay, the inside of a snail shell, the circumference and the geometry of pyramids, even all of creation, right? Like, it's written hardwired, and it's a series of like binaries and numbers and things. Some nerd stuff. Anyway, the point is, what people have a hard time seeing, and I would caution anyone this, is the he's told it one time, and he's had to repeat himself like a dad here on earth does all the time in a lot of different ways through a lot of different people. I got to bring in Uncle Jim. Do you need to sit down and have Uncle Jim talk to you about what we went over last week? Like, that's exactly what God has done to us. And at the very end, all right, come back in the house. Stop. We already went through all this. Like, the way that God has done it, he wrote it so it's the same throughout all of creation. And people, this is why I think it's important to keep the feasts. I'm not condemning you if you don't. And you don't have to be super religious about it. I don't think that that's the point.
I made ribs.
Oh, you did?
Pork
Cher-
ribs.
I know. I think Cher made some lamb.
So, not religious.
Yes. I'm not staying for supper, obviously, tonight, but I think Cher made some lamb, and so we'll have some lamb. Would you like some lamb? I'm bringing lamb roast because to Hanukkah, because I know Bruce likes it, right? He likes lamb. Anyway, this lamb is super tender because they're young, and
I'm
I've
gonna
picked.
make a brisket.
Well, I know Cher said you wanted to be different this year with
I'm
it.
gonna do a brisket.
That's what she told me, and so I was thinking something different. So
Delicious.
I'm gonna cook a big old hock of a lamb.
I'll do like brisket. I'll probably make some homemade baked beans.
We're gonna make, and so like
Whatever.
I'll pull a part of that, and I'll make some, like, a small amount of barbecue sandwich meat. We can't eat your bread, but we'll still make like some. We can eat like naan and stuff like that. That doesn't seem to hurt her. So we'll make that this year. She's not probably gonna make the braided loaf because none of us are eating like that anymore.
No, I'm pretty much just gonna do brisket and some barbecue sides.
I probably will make macaroni, but like a carno macaroni. So yes, it'll have pasta. Come at me. You know what's carno word we can't say on YouTube. But it's gonna have like meat in it, like, and cream and cheese, and you won't be able to eat it. But Bruce will like it, and Jason and Frank will eat it.
Probably.
And Cher and I have some. Well, Cher probably won't. I'll have some, and Melissa might dabble. I don't know. Probably
Only if
won't.
it's noodles from Italy.
We tell me which ones to get, and
With
I'll get
the
them.
red box at Walmart, they say from Italy or something.
Do they make
But
little baby elbows?
no, they're like fancy looking shapes, but same, good enough.
Okay, it doesn't
They're
matter.
weird
I'll
looking.
use that.
They're not much different in price, but for some reason
Those
they
are the
don't.
ones you made.
Yeah,
Sorry, guys. This is
they
those
don't
ones you made
suffer
suffer
less
with.
allergy to whatever
It
it
has
is.
to be the wheat. We had that conversation.
Something that's refined
Yeah.
for sure.
Short
Don't
end.
do Tylenol.
Yeah, makes you
Stupid. Oh,
retarded.
well,
we say-
actually, it makes you too smart.
Can we say retarded? I
Probably
think we
not.
can say retarded. Just don't say the A word. AMISH.
That was a little disappointing.
I-
Tylenol. I was
Yeah.
like, that's the big.
Well, at the outreach clinic, we stopped using Tylenol probably 6 months to a year ago because this is something that we as pregnancy resource centers are ahead of is, we have information like that. We're more holistic in our approach to healthcare anyway.
I mean, it's not surprising by any means.
But
I mean,
you think about,
caffeine can mess with things. Everything.
oh, yes.
You shouldn't be on anything that's not good and natural.
I mean, caffeine is a bugger, right? Like I've thought about it a lot lately. Like I know I drink too much caffeine.
You
and
definitely shouldn't if you're pregnant.
Absolutely not. But acetaminophen is dangerous to begin with.
It's not good for your liver, and
Kidneys, any of it.
so it's not like, I don't know. It's not that shocking.
Side note, my cousin, who is a year older than me in a few days as well, her birthday's 20 something. I can never remember if it's the first, second, or third, 22nd. When we were younger, she drank a whole bottle of children's Tylenol and had to go to the emergency room and everything. So that explains her deficiency. No, I'm just kidding. I love you,
Have you
Brittany.
seen? Have you seen the? I called it too. The minute they said it, I said, watch. The liberals are going to do the opposite, and they're going to like just start pounding Tylenol.
I haven't seen anything.
So now they're freaking out and they're saying no, Tylenol's good. We disagree, and I was like, you did exactly what anyone would expect you to do.
One of my favorite politician quotes is, never trust anyone who says we're from the government and we're here to help. So
I mean, they are removing some things from a certain thing that we do at a certain time of year with a young child. Trying not to get in trouble,
oh yeah, those mandates.
Yeah, they're removing some of the ingredients.
Yeah.
They said, which that's a win, I guess.
Well, when they want to take the, Mike and Ike's, they that's good. I mean, and I told you we have some charts at work that
They basically said the biggest problem is mixing them all at the same time.
sure, but I mean the overall if you mix them in your body, what do you think they're still doing in your body? I mean, I don't, and we've had this conversation recently. I don't regret anything in this life because it's made me who I am, and I'm thankful for that. But one of the things I think is the dumbest thing I've ever done is taking shots willingly. Is like, I can't tell you or how many needles I was poked with in the army, just nurses on either side, and your skivvies just, it's great. And then one guy at the end, bend over.
The whole announcement, it was I thought it was going to be some groundbreaking.
I
That's
thought it
how they
was
built
too.
up. It really reminds me of WrestlePalooza.
Nice
The
segue.
first freaking
ESPN.
ESPN WWE thing, and it was just terrible. First, they have John Cena and Brock Lesnar come out and do a squash match. What?
10
On
years later.
On his retirement tour, though.
Side
Why would you do a squash match on his retirement tour? I
Side
don't know
note,
what that is.
the man looks like a shark on
Oh
land.
man, that basically means he just comes in. It's very short, and he just beats
Beats the
snot
crap out of
you.
him.
Yeah, squash match. It basically means nothing. But why would you do that on his retirement tour when he's got X amount of dates left?
It's poor
It was
writing.
dumb. I don't understand the thought process. And then they screwed everyone out of being able to see it. So basically, you have to spend $30 now to get ESPN Unlimited. Or you
Right,
can't.
because like our package doesn't,
No,
we can't even watch sports anymore.
it's not on that ESPN.
I know. I've been trying to figure out how to watch.
Even through my YouTube TV, I can't watch it because you have to have unlimited. So basically, what they did was went back to pay-per-views.
Yeah,
I mean, really,
I heard somebody say that if you wanted to watch, I believe it was every pro game this year, and this was,
like in
I'm,
the NFL,
yeah, like, and I could be wrong. Okay, as
I
far
could
as
watch every pro game
maybe it was college game then.
because I know with NFL you need Peacock, Prime, like a YouTube TV, and that covers most of them. And there'll be a Netflix game like once this year.
I think it might have
That
been college then,
covers it all.
but it was talking about it's like $1,400 to in streaming services, like worth of fees, like if you kept it for a year. And so, like, that's not monthly,
Yeah.
like that's total. That's nuts when you think about, grandma and grandpa had Dish and
Man, the
Direct.
NFL Sunday ticket's not terribly cheap either,
No.
but man, it's nice. Watch 4 games at once, all the Raiders games. I mean, it's usually just me crying, but
It's first things inventing it. Anyway,
this is our year. It's definitely not the Texans' year.
I don't
I don't
watch
know what's
prof-
happening.
I don't
We
watch
tied, by the
football.
way, in our little
You told
football
me that,
league.
yeah.
We did terrible.
You told me it was like 7.
And I used like logic and science and reading the unders and the overs,
I just
and I still did terrible.
I don't like their mascot. I don't like their name.
Right.
They
we
live
just
in
went-
Detroit.
we just went off shallow emotion while
Yeah.
I analyzed it, and
Same result.
yeah, sadly,
Which
Got
speaks
beat-
volumes.
we got beat by the guy that has no clue what's happening.
Bruce.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
But I don't either,
And my
really.
mother and Jason. Everybody beat us, but
Now, college, though, college, I would have done better. My football team in college is Texas A&M.
I'd probably just play the odds.
Huh?
I'd probably play the odds.
In college, you got a good chance. There's a reason they had to open up the way that they've done college football because they were losing money.
Did you see any of the highlights of the Raiders game?
No,
Because there weren't any.
that's funny.
I mean, there was a play, they hiked the ball, and our offensive line, it was like the parting of the Red Sea, and their defensive just came right to the quarterback. And it happened all game that our O line just was basically non-existent. And it's like, what is a quarterback and a running back supposed to do if their offensive line doesn't give them anything?
That's so sad.
Like, and then people blaming our quarterback and running back, and it's like, it's not their fault. Like, if the line doesn't give the running back an open, what's
Well,
he gonna do?
Football's a joke anymore, and I love football. I mean, one of the fonder memories I have with my dad
Always been our problem too.
is going and watching football games and stuff. That's one thing we've always enjoyed is like football and hunting.
You know what the cheapest ticket is for WrestleMania this year?
What?
It's like $839. Isn't that insane? Dude, floor seats?
It's just adult Disneyland.
Crazy. The prices have gone up so much since TKO took over.
Do you know when I try to explain to Greg how, because he worked nights, and so he didn't. He was home in the mornings and stuff with his son growing up, who's the same age as us, and so he didn't watch the night stuff, but he knows that wrestling was big, and he recorded it because he did like night work for 30 something years, and then he did like 5 years, 10 years of like surveying. It was the only time he ever worked days. And by then, wrestling had already kind of went back down. So when I try to explain to him the immense popularity of wrestling, he cannot comprehend that it's on par, if not greater, in this year than UFC. And that's a nuts thought. Like, it's a grown
It's bigger than it ever have been.
When we lived in Washington State, there was this lady from Australia, and she was married to this naval dude, and her name was Brandy, and her husband was this huge dude. And I just remember him I had some friends named Matthew and Ruben then, and I just remember him squashing. They were way into wrestling. You would have been so buds with them. Like, but they were more NWO, ECW than the others. And I remember him just squashing us because we were playing and horsing around in the front yard or whatnot, telling us that wrestling was nothing more than grown men soap operas. And Ruben and Matthew were couple years older than me, and the look on their faces of just like, oh,
You're about to
like
get a pile driver.
it was just so disappointment that they had been broken and told that it was no different than a soap opera. Like the writing's gotten better, you've said. Like
Usually.
it's not as poor as it used to be.
Yeah. And they're treated much better now.
I don't discredit them as
They're getting
athletes.
paid better too.
They're somewhere between gymnasts and UFC fighters, but
I
they're
would
not.
say Broadway. Gymnasts that are on Broadway.
They're definitely actors as well.
Thespians.
I would agree with that. Like,
Because if you can't work a mic, you're
not
never
gonna make it.
No.
That's why our truth is so good, like you said.
So, I'm Ron Cena.
And you said he's like almost 60.
55,
Oh.
56, something like that.
It's crazy, man.
Yeah. He doesn't look it. He's funny. The fans brought him back. They brought him back. They terminated his contract this year, and fans had a fit. And so they brought him back and renewed it for another year.
That's funny.
It was pretty dirty how they did it.
Well, I mean,
But Brock Lesnar, my goodness, he is a beast looking right now. My goodness. But,
actually, it's
I
only in
mean,
the butt cheek, but
he might be in the best shape he's ever been. I mean, his abs were like
how much HGH do you think he's on?
probably a good dose.
Yeah.
But for some reason, he seems to hold up to it well. I mean, he does have already freak genetics, so it helps.
It does help. Like,
I mean, if you don't have good genetics, there's only so much it's gonna do. I mean, you have the good, like the mountain,
I think I would probably do
Brian
well.
Shaw.
Yeah.
You know, those guys are like 8
Oh,
foot
yeah.
and they're just massive. I mean,
Nephilim.
it doesn't take much to get them big because they're
Right.
already monsters.
I don't think my heart would hold up to it because I already have I'm already kind of a amped man, so it wouldn't be good. And that's why
I couldn't do the mental gymnastics with it
the dosing and stuff.
because when you hit those low dosages, it messes with your mind.
Oh, I imagine. I mean, it's a drug, bro.
Paranoid, aggressive. You start like almost turning.
Chris Benoit, anybody?
You start like almost reverting to a caveman kind of thing.
Chris Benoit.
Yeah. Well, he had some CTE too, and that didn't help.
Yeah, and roids.
The TBI is probably what really did him in.
I mean, he was an excellent wrestler.
He was one of the best. He lost his marbles.
They say cocaine's a heck of a drug,
But those wrestlers from that era, I mean, they're all beat up. I mean, they're way more beat up than they are now because they wrestled like 300 days a year.
oh yeah, like
Now you're not doing that much.
well, and
You can go and see your kid be born.
the talent is greater.
Oh man.
So like when you think about
These
it,
kids that are coming up are so talented.
the fact that okay, so like Edge and Undertaker and Stone Cold and the people who we grew up watching and stuff, like when you think about those dudes, they're late 50s, early 60s maybe.
Most of them. Edge is in his 50s, I think.
That's what I'm saying.
Cena's turning 50.
That's what I'm saying. Like
Punk is 48.
they're different. They put their bodies in a different predicament. These guys coming up are more actor, thespian gymnasts. They're not as they are physical. That's not what I'm saying, but they're not as physical. There's no Mick Foley on the scene right now. There's
Well,
no
unless you watch AEW, then everyone's Mick Foley. There's Tax and Barb. I mean, they're over the top with it.
like ECW in
Like,
its heyday.
They took a screwdriver and jammed it through some guy's ear. I mean, just like I'm not a fan.
Coliseum style.
Death
stuff.
match type stuff. There's always somebody bleeding.
You know, every now and then back in the Attitude Era, that was nice to see.
Yeah.
It was nice. Like
If
a good
the
TLC.
moment, right?
You know, one of my favorite matches ever is the Hell in the Cell match.
Oh
With,
yeah.
yeah. That's,
Jey Uso was bleeding at WrestlePalooza, but it's because he hit himself with a chair.
I saw that clip.
Bounced off Braun because he's thick, and it whacked himself in the head. He got a concussion. It's really funny.
Love to.
Jay.
Well, can we tell them who this Thursday's guest is? Did we already tell them that?
I don't think so. Not yet.
So, we've told you guys before that we would be having Gary Wayne on again at some point in the future. This time, Jacob's not going to talk near as much at all. Probably not He's probably going to get submit his questions in writing to Justin in advance. Because one of the greater things that God has taught me this year is to just be quiet or attempt to. And I'm going to let him cook, as the kids say.
That's what I
And
say.
yeah,
Slapping. It's gonna be slapping, fam. Keep it 100.
it's gross.
You better get in where you fit in. Nah, mean.
No, I don't actually. Do they have an Ebonics Urban Dictionary app that I can download?
Actually, the Urban Dictionary. You ever heard of that?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can look up all that, most of that on there.
Yeah, I'm sure you can.
For some reason, though, I stay hip with the kids.
I mean, I ask the kids if there's any. One of the questions we ask when we go into the school sometimes every now and then is, especially when we go into like the freshman class, is, all right, are there any new words we need to be aware of, or did any of the words change? Because my executive director should be, well, you never tell a woman's age, kind of thing, but mid-40s and stuff. And so, our youngest employee's 29, and so she's already outdated. 28, that's outdated in the lingo, man. So if we don't stay up, and these ladies I work with, they're not, that is the front lines. And when they go into school, I mean, you don't get more front lines than that. And that's the only time they're not online like you and I. They don't listen to the cool kids on podcasts. They don't have time for that. These women are devoted, or very devoted to saving the unborn. And so that's their only hip lingo lesson. And it's hilarious to watch little kids. Well, they're not little, but like teenagers turn pink and red.
Speaking of little kids, so when John Cena came out, they had a bunch of kids sign up, and they all came out with him for his intro.
Yeah, his classic.
My time is up. My time is now. You can't see me. My time is now.
Okay.
I brush your mouth with Colgate.
Yeah, no,
You know?
he's a better rapper than he is actor.
Man, that was a good one.
Yeah, he's a better rapper than actor.
Platinum,
Twice, didn't he?
which is really weird.
Yeah.
But yeah, he had all these kids come out, right? And they're happy. And then the match happens when Brock Lesnar squashes him and their kids are crying.
I saw some clips.
I was like, wow, WWE is cold for ESPN.
Yeah.
And then did you see ESPN gave it a grade? C.
The heck?
Even ESPN thought it was trash. How rude is that though? Like it's the big grand opening for ESPN and then like trash.
Not full, but just we'll wait.
It's just like,
Um,
well, you guys are cold.
C's like, we're not going to
C
end
is
your
the-
contract yet.
Yeah, you
but
better-
you don't get a B soon or an A, we're gonna have some problem.
and I'm pretty sure The Rock ain't coming back to save it. Whatever's going on with him, he's not coming back when he's not beefy. There's no way he would do that, which explains why he just vanished.
His health is a grave danger.
He said it's
I told
some kind of
you-
digestive problem.
I told you there's another dude I watch who's a the conversation was just having about roids and stuff. Like,
It can cause that problem,
yes,
but he didn't say that.
I know. And
But
the
in the amount of food that he has to eat, it's about 5 pounds a day. And so if he's having any kind of digestive problem,
yeah.
that's going to really cause some issues.
well, because I mean, he was eating thousands
Pounds
of
a-
calories.
10,000.
Yeah,
That's a
I-
lot.
yeah, it is. I mean, I eat a lot.
And he's not a spring chicken anymore.
No, he's 50 something, and I do think he was using something.
Oh yeah.
But he claims
I mean, if you
to
go,
be natty.
if you look, well, of course, that's because it's his image. But if you look at for The Rock for Walking Tall,
Oh yeah,
anything
Black
after that,
Adam.
yeah, or Pain and Gain.
Yeah,
I mean,
Pain and Gain is probably
just the Pebble and The Rock.
yeah, yeah.
And obviously that's not very natural.
No,
And
no.
when he was in WWE, I think he was mostly because he looked normal.
Oh, I
A
think it's
human
when
being.
he
It's when he after Walking Tall.
acting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it'll be interesting to see what happens though, because he says he plans to lose more for the role he's gonna do. And it almost seems like he's transitioning to serious acting, which is really interesting.
When they go serious, he's not a good actor, period.
I don't know. This one coming out's winning like award after award.
But from who? Blue-haired freaks?
It sounds good. It's about Mark Kerr.
Yes, a UFC fighter.
And it looks like he did a really good job.
I don't know. I don't think he's a good
I'm
actor.
excited. I love him.
I think he's a
I've
good
seen
action actor.
I've seen Arnold do serious stuff and it was really good.
That's true.
I've seen Jim Carrey do
But I think
serious
you're
and it's
being
really good.
very generous with The Rock
Have
putting
you
him
seen
to.
Arnold's there's a movie called Maggie?
Is that the one with he's a sheriff, shotgun?
No, that's called Last Stand.
Okay, no, then.
It was like an
That's
indie.
good
It
and
was
that's serious.
kind of. This was like an indie movie kind of, and it was apocalyptic and there were zombies, but you didn't ever see any except it starts with his daughter is sick because she was been bit. And the whole movie is just him dealing with her about to die.
In a vehicle.
No, in their farmhouse.
Oh, geez.
And it's sad. But his acting was phenomenal. And it's just this father like grieving that his daughter is about to die.
Arnie's
She's gonna have
way better than he was 30 years ago.
Oh man.
40 years ago. These
It-
pants are too.
It was a very good movie, but it's one of the few serious movies he's ever done. Nailed it though. Jim Carrey, number 23.
Never watched it.
So weird.
It felt demonic to me.
No, it's actually it's just a crazy person, really.
Well, in
When you get to the end, you figure when it all makes sense, you get what's understanding, and it's more
it's like Shutter Island.
similar.
That movie
better.
made me so angry.
I knew the ending of that movie 5 minutes in.
Oh, it made me so angry, Justin.
I called it 5 minutes. I said I leaned over to my friend. I said, "That's all I said."
It's okay. We tied at football this week, so
But 23 was good. And it was weird for him to do serious. Yeah, I guess he was kind of serious when he did Man on the Moon about Andy Kaufman.
I don't think I watched that.
That was a wild one too. They made a documentary about it too just a couple years ago called Jim and Andy because he's a method actor. So when he did Andy Kaufman, he became Andy Kaufman.
Well, and that's dangerous. That's spiritual inhabitation.
Andy Kaufman's daughter came to Jim Carrey and like poured her heart out.
Mm-hmm.
In a like replacement way, and like people had to call him Andy on set, and it was weird because he also played Andy's manager,
Mm-hmm.
who was like this chain smoking alcoholic. So then when he switched that character, he was that guy all the time,
And there's a spiritual aspect to that.
and it took a months to get him out of it.
You see it all come to a head when his girlfriend died.
Yeah, great movie though.
Uh,
Jerry the King Lawler's in it because he was part of Andy Kaufman's story, and he just about killed Jim Carrey. He was making him so mad.
oh, I bet.
And Jerry was a big guy at that point.
Well, yeah. I mean,
I think that movie came out in the 90s. Man on the Moon.
one.
But he can do serious. But he's got to go somewhere dark to do it.
And I think method acting's dangerous.
But sometimes the guys that are the comics do the best serious. And it could like
I'll let you watch it and tell me what you think. And if you give it, I won't tell you what you have to give it for me to watch it. But if you give it, and
I'll tell you what, I just watched a new Superman movie.
How do they go?
It was phenomenal.
I've got to watch it. You told me it was good.
I was really shocked. It feels a little Guardians of the Galaxy vibe, especially color wise, but it's James Gunn, so you'd expect it to somewhat feel that way.
Right.
But it was funny. It was a good story. Lex Luthor was done well, and I think this kid as Superman is going to do just fine. He's got the moral qualms like Superman should have, like, he's taking down a bad guy or something. He's like, there's still time for you to change or whatever. The guy's blasted or whatever. And it's just the right Superman. And it was
The
really
Clark
good.
Kent part.
They
comes
got
out.
that really good too.
That's the part that they've
Like,
always.
he looks like such a nerd.
Yes, he did.
Like they did it really well.
But that's the part where they've always messed up with the Superman films in the last 10. And Christopher.
Tom Welling was a good Clark from Smallville.
Well, that's. I honestly think him and
Michael Rosenbaum.
yes, but 90s Superman and Lois.
Oh, Dean Cain.
I think those two people should have been given their shot at playing Superman in a movie. I do. I love Superman and Lois Lane from the 90s.
This Henry Cavill was probably my favorite before this kid, but I think this kid might
The thing they never did
do it.
The thing they never did well was get the Clark Kent part. They
Yeah.
always went for the beefy Superman part. And so this guy, in the comics, Superman isn't got a physique really when you look at it like the newer ones, but the old ones, Superman was like a dad bod, like
Well, yeah.
1950s American dad bod.
Yeah, but in the comics, he's always been.
Yeah, but he's not jacked. He's I don't know how to describe what I'm trying to say. He's just
He's been Jack since the 80s.
I'm talking OG Superman.
Even Up and Away, he was bigger, but that was like 1940 something.
What I'm talking about is like when you look at I like how it's to me there's a nostalgia hit with the size of the guy. Like they
This
didn't
guy's
make him,
not as big.
and that's what I'm saying. Like they didn't he's a big dude,
Yeah. Oh,
but
yeah.
they did it in a way that I don't know.
They got Lois good too.
I agree.
There's a scene where he agrees to do an interview for her as Superman, and like she tears him apart. Like the reporter turns on, and you are no longer her boyfriend. And he gets really upset.
That's funny.
And he's like, "You can't use that." She's like, "Well, you didn't. You have to say off the record before you say it." And he's like, "You can't use that either." And he's like just stumbling over himself the whole time. I mean, he is very good to the comic because he's kind of a clumsy dude.
That's what I was trying to get at. The nostalgia hit that it gives.
Bro,
Yeah.
and Ma and Pa Kent were good too. No one will ever beat
Snyder.
yeah, no, not possible. John
Mhm.
Schneider was the best.
That's what I'm telling you.
And I think she was the best
I agree.
too. She was Anna O'Toole.
Smallville,
The acting was the casting was perfect.
absolutely. He's still the best
The
Lex
chick they
Luthor.
had play Lois looks like the comic book Lois. It's bizarre.
And the gal, his love interest as
Lana?
Lana. Yeah.
Yep.
Lana's perfect too. Like Lana is, she's got a big forehead, but
She's not in the comics as much.
no, but she had more to do with Lex, didn't she?
No, not in the comic. In the comic, him and Lex aren't in the same town. That's not part of the comic. But I thought it was a great addition to it that they kind of grow up around each other. And most of the show, Lex, you can see that he's trying to be a good person,
Oh, I
but you can
agree.
always see the darkness in him that's just itching to take over until he finally does, and he goes, "I am the villain of the story,"
Yeah.
which is like, ooh.
Every now and then, Sharon and I do a binge watch of Smallville.
Somebody save me, 'cause you
The
won't
only thing.
break my heart.
Tune in Tuesday nights on the CW. Like it's the
Smallville.
it's the only
The
thing that
meteor.
saved that. It's the I mean, I am. Warner Brothers has to be bloodline money because there's no way.
You see CBS is trying to buy Warner Brothers.
Yeah, the merger. Well, okay, so
That'd be nuts.
the Paramount merger just got approved by the Supreme Court. I personally don't think it should be
I
allowed
don't think it's a good idea.
because I already think that the merger that they just allowed with Skydance, Paramount, all that was a huge merger anyway,
Warner Brothers
conglomerate wise.
Discovery.
Right. So if you allow all that to go onto CBS, Paramount, all that, you're going to have just a block.
Yeah.
You're going to have Disney, and you're going to have the Eye. And I mean, that's what it wants.
It's Max. Is that Warner Brother too? HBO.
Yes. Warner Brothers owns HBO.
So there's that streaming service, too,
Correct.
which is where Superman's on.
And then you,
And there's not really anything that's woke in it.
which is good.
It was cool. And Nathan Fillion as Guy Gardner, the Green Lantern, hilarious. And then Supergirl shows up at like the very end, and it's a great little clip of her. She comes in and she's like, "Where's my dog?" And
Yeah.
then she grabs her dog, and
So she's not in the movie.
just at the very end,
Dang
she's
it.
she's like drunk, trashed, hungover somewhere in there, and she's like, "Thanks," and then says the B word, and then walks out. And he goes, "Yeah, she likes to go to other planets and party." I thought that was just hilarious.
His car is his older
Technically,
cousin. Yes.
until she got to Earth, and now she's like 16
Yeah.
because she got stuck out there longer than he did.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a weird dynamic.
It is.
He's the responsible one for sure.
I love that they brought in crypto.
There was a hint to Batman because on the freeway you see a sign says "Stay left for Gotham City."
So that's good.
So I was happy about that.
Brought
Two
in
after the credit scenes,
Yeah, you told me
not terribly important but funny.
that.
The first one's real short, and the second one's even funnier. And Mr. Terrific is in it. Love him. He is the exact same personality type as me. Loved his character. And Crypto keeps eating his little spheres, and he's like, "Come on, man, those aren't cheap." Great.
I love Crypto.
Anyway, that's about it for our Rosh Hashanah special.
This was
It's
our
really just a squash episode to get to the next one.
That's right. We're trying to keep
Gotcha.
our up views. We're trying to keep those clicks and views and like, share, subscribe on all
And since
platforms.
Gary talks about Masons, our next episode is 33, and I just thought it would be funny.
He did it very intentionally.
Yes, I did. Once I
So
figured it out.
I know it's hilarious. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we want to give you the gospel, and this is the Jesus Christ came and died for your sins, and that He is the embodiment of the Word made flesh, and that He was dead, buried, and rose again on the third day, and He sits at the right hand of the Father, waiting to judge the hearts of men, because upon His resurrection the earth was deemed judged, and the enemy was defeated. So choose this day whom you will serve. But as for us and our homes, we shall continue to serve the Lord. Go in the grace and the peace of our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ.
And we're out.